Sign the F up for it. Beautiful. I felt so much happiness because it was so amazing to see that. I love that. Don't read what it is. Just sign up. Just say yes. This is what you need to do. Go to Japan and say yes to things when you're invited. Alright, so I just bought this amazing kind of Synology disk drive, hard drive thingy that you're seeing, like, right, it's there, right? And the reason it's important for this video is that I now have access to all of my older footage. You see, I used to have, for my video recordings, 4 different hard drives kind of laid over top of each other, and it became kind of impossible to attach them to my PC at all times. And now that I've transferred everything to this thing that contains 2 18TB hard drives, well, I have access to everything at a wind's notice, including my abroad stay in Japan that I did 6 years ago. And man, was that an amazing time. And now that I've looked at the footage, I can vividly remember how amazing that time truly was. And I want to tell you the entire story of it, summarized in a nice little package, and show that to you because it genuinely was that amazing of a time. Alright, my name is Nico, aka a person who really likes speaking samurai Japanese. Ja, mairimasu. That literally means let's go. But for samurai, and I'm not kidding, that's how the Japanese language works. And if you wind back time a little bit further, my story begins not in 2018 when I was there, but in 2017, around June, July 2017, where instead of studying for exams at their university, I discovered the beauty and glory that is YouTube videos about Japan. And damn did I. Wow! I immediately fell in love with the country through these videos, living vicariously through other people's eyes. I loved that. That was so cool. Like the videos that I saw back then, they had so much charm, right? Seeing amazing things that are going on in Japan, that was so awesome. Shortly after that, I started looking for ways on how I too could go to Japan because I so loved it over there. An opportunity that came about is that my University of Innsbruck, had exchange programs with Japanese universities. One of them was in Kanazawa, I believe, and the other one in Nagoya University, home to, I think, 2 or 3 Nobel prizes, and that is actually relevant for later as well. Without the research that was done there, you would not have a PlayStation. I'm not kidding. And then I applied. I sent out my application. Or in spring of 2018, there I got the results of the application back. And I vividly remember how my hand, it started shaking like this when I got the email that either confirmed or denied my application. And I was shaking like this when reading it, and when I opened it up and I saw he got accepted, this was one of the most incredible joy. I felt so much happiness. After that, it was just organizing the flight. The university was taking care of the dormitories and other stuff. I had to go and get a visa. I got that in Munich, but then I was all set and ready to go. Because I was inspired by those videos, I decided I too need to make YouTube videos about Japan. And what I did do, one of the first videos that I made is I made a video about flying to Japan. So I remember how I entered the airplane in Innsbruck, flew to Frankfurt and then to Nagoya, and I made a video about that. Goofing around. It ended up being, I guess it wasn't that great of a video, you know? The jokes are a bit cringy and I make it a bit, you know, it's a bit silly.
Drinking my coffee that was absolutely worth its price, I came to the sudden realization, hey, I'm about to be in Japan.
But I love it for it. I was so excited to go to Japan that I made a video about my flight to Japan because I just thought it was so cool doing that. And that's why I love it. It's part of a journey. So yeah, I landed in Japan. I made it, bitches. I landed in Nagoya, took the Shinkansen to Tokyo because I wanted to spend there a few days before the university exchange actually began. And that was also phenomenal. I loved it. Yeah, in Tokyo I spent the time partying, going out, looking at stuff. Like, I made a video about going to Akihabara. That was another amazingly bad video. I mean, it had its moments.
There was something else that was really interesting about Akihabara. Pre-owned hentai.
And I still love it for it being so bad. Just because things are bad doesn't mean they're also good, if you get what I mean. Because if they're bad in the moment, they're still part of the journey, and the journey overall can be good. But after exploring Tokyo, I went back to Nagoya, where I was then signing up at the, so to speak, university dorm. And that was just so cool, because so many people came together there. So many people from all across the world who all saw what amazing and how amazing Japan could be. And it looks fantastic, wow. I think I'm gonna have so much fun here. So yeah, but the onboarding process at the university was really interesting. I had like a stack of paper, pretty much the size of this book, with stuff that I needed to do. The pension registration, the ward office registrations, health insurance, pension exemption schemes. There was a lot of information there, lots of bureaucracy to figure out, but the university was actually incredible at sorting things out. So it made it so easy for us. It made it so easy for me and all the other exchange students. I genuinely love the taste of coffee, my god. It's like pure black coffee, by the way, so no sugar inside or milk. But yeah, the cool thing about the university there is that I actually didn't need so many credits. I was close to graduating, and in a way, I decided this was gonna be a gap year for me. So I only needed 20 more credits, and what this meant is that I was actually able to port all of my lessons into Monday and Tuesday. Like, I had my entire lesson block on Monday, one lesson Tuesday in the morning, and that meant from Tuesday afternoon onwards, I was able to do whatever the hell I wanted to. And I decided to continue with my pursuit of, well, A, enjoying Japan, and B, making a bunch of videos about Japan, because I loved those videos so much, I had to make my own. And there were so many cool opportunities to do that. One of the first videos that I made, there is just a trip around Nagoya with a bunch of other exchange students. Damn, I have such great memories of that video. And it's a simple video, but it was just cool hanging out with a bunch of people and everyone being excited for Japan. That was such an amazing feeling, and I love the video for what it is. And yeah, actually, there is one of the people that on that video that I'm still friends with today.
I just got schooled, and it's amazing how they're so polite. They want to show you their culture.
Of course.
And of course, this is what I really love about the Japanese.
I just love talking in anime Japanese. And this is also a thing that was so important. I met other exchange students, I met Japanese people. There was a guy specifically assigned to help me out called Kyoto. He was so cool to hang around with. What's your opinion on lunch?
Be cheap, be delicious.
Delicious, right?
Yes, it looks very good.
Right.
Japanese interruption!
The crazy thing and the cool thing that I want to say about Japan is that it challenged me. It challenged me to try new things and explore the culture. I tried new foods. I tried new routines. Then this is one of the pieces of advice that I want to put into your heart directly, not with a knife, but metaphorically speaking. The important thing that you need to do is that you need to put yourself as much out of your comfort zone as possible. I saw many people there who decided to spend most of their times in the university dorms. And for me, this was kind of weird. When you have such a cultural experience, to get the most out of it, you need to put yourself out of your comfort zone. It's really important to genuinely, even if it's uncomfortable sometimes, to go out and do something. I try to go out as much as I can because I knew that to improve myself, I could not just stay inside all the time, just waiting for things to happen. I knew I had to go out by myself and be brave and talk to people. Even if we can't speak the same language in a way. It's about trying your best to communicate. The one cool thing that actually made it easy to explore the culture were the sponsored university events. Well, sponsored. They were organized by members of the university. So Japan is a country where a lot of events happen, like there is always something going on, and it's like sometimes one of my advice, if you just go to a city, just try and go to the main plaza and see what's going on. There is really oftentimes something going on. Like, I went out and was like, wow, the people doing a kendo fight, just in public. There was some people doing a kendo fight. That was so amazing to see. Like, there was a ninja event, or something. Nothing that you have to pay for. Just go there and watch, and something cool is going on in Japan. The best thing you can do is when there is an event coming up, I'm gonna show a couple of examples here, is to always sign up for it. Doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter if it doesn't sound amazing from the get-go, sign the F up for it. And I mean it. So, there are 3 events that I vividly remember. One is the carrying around of the Mikoshi. Effectively, there was a shrine that had a tradition where they invited some of the international students along to help with the shrine carrying. And that was an amazing experience. Like, everybody ended up dressing the same outfit to kind of symbolize that you're a team, and together the intention was to show a shrine around the streets of Nagoya to bless them. That was such a cool event. You saw there was a local businessman that sponsored the event, so I had free drinks every now and then. It was just so, like, my shoulders hurt so much afterwards, even when putting a towel underneath it. It was tough. But it was just so cool to be there with all the people. And this kind of event really helps you to get to know new people. And it was so cool how there was a high school baseball team there. Those guys were so strong as well. It's crazy. Like, despite their size, they were incredibly strong. And so many other cool people at that event, and this is why you should absolutely go and sign up. だから命令なのだ。Yeah, there was, the event was super limited, so I think usually after like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like a stupidly short amount of time, the sign-ups were already closed. So I was literally monitoring the emails when these events came in, and I signed up like right away. Don't read what it is. Just sign up. Just say yes. This is what you need to do. Go to Japan and say yes to things when you're invited. That was so important, and I was so damn right to do that. Mikoshi, carrying around the Mikoshi is one of my was an incredible experience. But there were more events that I want to talk about. Delicious. Lovely. Goes well with the coffee. Another cool event was the Halloween party organized by the Japanese students there. And why was it cool? Well, because it was. But one thing that stood out to me is that in Japan, parties ended at a very specific time. I think it was 10 or 11. And at that point, just before then, people already came together and cleaned everything up. But this is the kind of cool thing that you see when you go to a different place. And how customs and norms are just different. It is such a broadening of my own perspective to see that. Amazing. The next event that really stood out to me is the leaf watching. So we were able to sign up to an event called leaf watching, look at some leaves. And back then, because I was following my rule, I signed up, not thinking it was anything special, but yeah. And what ended up happening? Well, I went to the Higashiyama Zoo. I looked at the autumn colors of the leaves. That was so cool to see. It wasn't super special, but it was cool to see. It's like a kind of sakura season of autumn in Japan, where the leaves turn into yellow or red, and it's absolutely stunning. Can absolutely recommend that if you go to Japan in around November. What I did not expect was how truly awesome it really came to be when the sun went down. Once it was dark, they set up lights that illuminated an entire forest, and that was so incredibly beautiful. Wow! I really want to go again. I have not had a chance to go again in 6 years, and I really want to go and see it because it was so amazing to see that. Beautiful. It was like they even had a lake that reflected. They illuminated it from the bottom so you could really see the colors of the leaves so well, and that was then reflected back onto the sea. And the footage that I'm showing you right now, it does not do it justice what I'm showing you here, and you have to believe me that. So really, don't shy away from visiting Japan in November because it's gonna be epic, as long as you go and look at some leaves.
every single time. You don't expect these just casual trips in Japan to be anything special, but then they really are. And that is incredible, and that's just every single trip in Japan.
But again, another example of why you should follow the order. And another event that really stood out to me that was thankfully be able to be done without a sign-up was the making of the mochi, or the New Year's traditions in Japan. Like, one of them is to make mochi and eat it afterwards, or kind of put mochi cakes around the house to serve as kind of spirits to protect and bless each room into the new year. And other New Year's traditions include the Bonenkai, the forget year party, where you're supposed to just get so drunk you forget everything that happened in that year. We had a Bonenkai at my university, which was, and the group that I was signed to, super cool. The tradition, it's on the tip of my tongue, the tradition where everybody goes to the shrine to pray on the new year. And that was so crazy to see the masses of people. Wow! Absolutely impressive. I made videos on all of that. And this is what I want to say. No, I was able to really live my dream, live my life, enjoying making cool videos. And I love doing that. And I've been working very hard to have that dream again, to do it again, all of that stuff. Because it was just so awesome to just make videos and do things I enjoy. I love that. And yeah, and let's not forget about all the amazing food that I ate. Like, I loved the convenience store so much. All of the other food, the ramen that I ate, the Chinese food in Japan is also really, really cool. All of the amazing experiences that I had, the cafeteria, the university lunch halls. Those were so cheap and so delicious, and I really, really want to eat at them again, and I haven't had a chance to do that again. And around Christmas at that time, since we're talking about the events, the timeline, is when I met the most important person in my life. My now wife Tatsui. Yeah, I am one of the lucky few people who go on an exchange and who've met their life partner there. And it was so crazy. I just kind of signed up to a random party and she was there. I danced like this. And somehow it all ended up working out. Because she's still here with me 6 years later. Now, not just as my girlfriend, but as my wife and the mother of my child.
Husband.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she likes being called my girlfriend anyways because she feels like girlfriends are more associated with romance. And we did have just yesterday, what 2 days ago, we had a lovely date at a Greek restaurant. So the romance is still there. But no, the cool thing is the reason why she was so amazing and is because I really felt like she was the first woman, the first girl that I was able to actually let my guard down. She was the first girl that I felt like I didn't have to prove to myself for. She was the first girl and woman that accepted me for my flaws. And God, there were many. Still are. Mm-hmm. I struggle with humbleness sometimes.
Be humble.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah.
Just try.
By the time I met her, I only had around 6 or 7 weeks left in Japan. And in 6 or 7 weeks, creating a long-term relationship isn't easy. But somehow we did it. We went on multiple dates. We ate ramen refills together. Made a video about that. Like, it's crazy that seeing that and seeing what it resulted in, pretty nuts.
This is incredible here, right?
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Man,
Amazing place.
it's incredible.
Yeah. Oh.
The perfect place to fall in love with, right?
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Like, one more thing that made it so cool is that I was able to take the time and travel and explore Japan. I went to Tokyo, like right at the start, and near the end, I decided I have to visit some other cities as well. Well, first I went to Osaka, and the trip to Osaka was so cool. I explored so many places there. I went around, I filmed around so much, I tried so many things. And there is this Osaka bang thing that someone at the university exchange taught me that you can do in the Kansai region.
Bang! Bang! Bang, 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 bang!
But no, it was just so cool. And the crazy thing about Osaka is I vividly remember the temperature, the feeling of the wind and the air. around me. I can vividly remember that because it put such an impression onto me. And that was awesome. And then I made another video, same thing again in Kyoto. Again, can still vividly remember the feeling of the wind, of the air. Kyoto was such an amazing adventure for me. I went and traveled inside of Kyoto using a bicycle in winter, and it started snowing and I was still on my bicycle, and that was so cool because I was just able to see Japan from a perspective that other people do not. I remember how I went from the Kiyomizu-dera temple and then taught some young Japanese people how to make a proper handshake. And then I went and rode on my bicycle to the Nintendo office, and I was like, yes, I'm so happy. This is where my childhood has been made. And this is where I would be violently unalived were I to enter that place, that sacred place. Only Nintendo employees allowed past that point. Everyone else gets... Oh yeah!
You should be employee.
Maybe if they pay me enough. Being and living in Japan was truly special. I learned so much. I exposed myself to new ways of thinking, so much perspective, so many new and amazing people. And all of that made my time in Japan so truly special. That is why it was the best time of my life. And since then, I've been working towards kind of be able to live that dream again, to do the things I enjoy. Now I have a wife that I can enjoy these stuff and these things with, and that is just beautiful. And I want to say that I was a bit of a weird kid at times, and I guess the way I acted sometimes was a bit uncomfortable for other people, and I do realize and notice that back then. Some people were telling me, hey, you're kind of a nice guy, but you're really damn annoying.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't do well with people, you know. I didn't, how do I say? Aww. It all changed once I started being a corporate worker bee. When people noticed I can do things well, and then people started liking me. But without the experience in Japan, I probably wouldn't have gotten to the point either. I want to say again, I really appreciate all of the people that were there and made my time truly special. And I feel like I've managed to grow as a person because of that.
Aww.
And this is why it was such an amazing time. So I want to just summarize quickly. It was an amazing time because I was able to experience so many cool things, because it was actually made relatively easy for me to be there thanks to the great organization at the university, because I was actually able to reduce the amount of work that I had to do. I only had to do 20 credits and not 30. That gave me so much freedom and flexibility to genuinely do the things I enjoy. I put myself out of my comfort zone to be able to experience new things. I even made a video about buying a Pokemon game, and I ended up really liking that video. This is the crazy thing, because Japan was so special for me, I made a video about buying a Pokemon game, and I actually do really like that video. But this is what Japan is really special. Japan is special because you make it be special. Japan is something that you need to experience personally, and not on something that is predefined. You need to make Japan into what you would like it to be. And that is possible in Japan. All I can say is, if you get a chance to study abroad in Japan, just do it. Just do it. Just don't think. Just sign up to any random university that is there. It's gonna be a cool thing, and you'll be able to make the most out of it, I'm sure. And with that, I want to say thank you for watching, and tune in next time for another video. The
Japanese wife channel.
No, why does she always want to be the main character? Unbelievable. It's the joy of learning Japanese. No, it's the joy of Japan. Okay, I don't even remember anymore. Bye-bye.